Meet my friend Pete. He and I were cross-country rivals at high school. I reckon I might have won more races than Pete, but I'm likely lying.
He won by default. So, not by default.
The reason we're about to run Australia's hardest 100k run through the mountains is because Pete's about to get his hips replaced. And this might be the last time he ever runs.
I'm at the point where it's painful every single day. So, you know, I wanted to do something like this before I get it done. I'm not going to be doing an ultra after I get a hip replaced.
He wanted to go out with a bang, and I'm here to make sure he gets the job done. This is running 100 kilometres with a bloke who needs new hips.
He's a confident little bastard, and I like that about him. He's really, and that's why I've liked him my whole life, because he's very optimistic. I like optimistic people, because they don't just turn up to you and have a grovel about all the shit things in life. They get in your company and they talk about good stuff, about prospect.
The version I'm going to tell Beau is it's no worries and I'm good to go. The real version is, yeah, nah, that's silly, it's crazy, it's stupid. My wife thinks I'm psychotic and insane. She's thought that for a long time, but this is, I think, proven the point. Can my body go that far? No idea.
I don't really like running with other people. I run with Pete once a week or once every 2 weeks. Running with hundreds of people doesn't really float my boat. But I do like runners. So the atmosphere up here is very good. Down at headquarters, people are just buzzed. You know, there's this big sort of anticipation and build-up to all these people going out to abuse themselves.
So Oscar's 100 heart to heart, we think is one of the most brutal, if not the most brutal 100 kilometres in Australia. In terms of it being 5,700 metres of vert. The terrain is there trying to roll your ankle, break your leg.
Oh mate, to think you're going out there with known injury, potentially 2 new hips, impressed, definitely.
My issue here, Bodie, is my hip won't lift high enough.
It's genuinely considered one of the hardest races in Australia because in many respects it's not really a run. It's a go as fast as you bloody can across terrain that's not really runnable.
So, you know, there's no wonder most people will come off this course and say it's the hardest thing they've ever done.
Hey, Pete! How you feeling, brother?
Mate, ready to go.
Even if you're not ready to go, you've got no bloody choice now.
3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa, hey! Hey! See you guys! Whoa! Here we go, mate. 28 metres down. A lot of pheromones. Pheromones everywhere. Good on you, Pete.
Hey, Bodie.
How you doing, mate, all right?
Living the dream.
Sucking that good bloody mountain air, mate.
The people who typically win these races are bloody bean thin, nimbly pimbly, and they have wonderful technical ability. They're like bloody ballerinas out there. They're really light on their feet. They skip through the hard terrain.
Hello. Good on you. Have a great day. Have a great day. Go, Bodie. Righto, Pete. Still well before dawn. Pete's doing well. He's still talking up a big game. I was thinking about that the other day. I actually see you more than any of my friends.
Oh, easy.
Which is a great shame. Here comes the first light, you little beauty.
How are you even looking up? Mate, I'm looking down to make sure I don't break a
look
leg.
Up, Pete. Life moves pretty fast if you don't look up, mate. It's a tweak.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's going to hurt in a few hours, buddy. Good one too. That was a click and a crunch.
Pete's doing well, not far back behind me. Did his ankle with a bit of a yelp about 40 minutes ago. It seemed a bit shit, unideal.
Pete was great at rolling his ankle. He'd done a proper job on himself 6 months earlier when we were running early one morning. Look how ugly that thing is. Well, he seemed to be moving fine for now, so as long as he didn't mention it, I wouldn't.
How you feeling, Pete?
Cooking. Getting there.
I like your ears all stuck out like that, mate. You look like a hobbit.
Oh, feel like a hobbit.
It's not the bloody beautiful face of...
How are you, fellas? Oh, look at that bit of blood.
Yeah, a bit of claret.
Nice. You okay? You guys all right?
Yeah.
Look at the steam. That's a good shot. That's making the film, that is. Boom! So well over 1,000 metres of descent down to the Hauqua. But a magnificent morning, bloody magnificent.
There's a hole there, Bodie.
Yeah, oh, making a meal of it. Trying to get the shot.
What a picture.
Ultra running is an obsession about distance and time, and how much elevation you've covered and what's still to come. Energy consumption and energy preservation. You've got to ask yourself, how do I feel? How do I really feel? And today was just as much about tapping into Pete's version of these things.
Come on.
Get it together.
Yes, this is as easy as it gets, mate. This is as easy as it gets.
I've been a guide for my whole adult life, right? And there's two ways that I can run with Pete. I can run just off the front of him and have this kind of invisible band between us, kind of bungees him along. Otherwise, I'm behind him and I'll be nattering in his ear or saying things or distracting him, telling me he's got a nice butt, I don't know, whatever. I'll just be behind him saying, Pete, you're doing well, mate.
Old cowboy up front's doing all right. He's trucking on. He's not the happiest of people on the planet, but he's not the unhappiest either, so easy. I'll take that. Easy.
I've known Pete my whole adult life. It's funny to see someone who was so gifted at running as a young man seemingly relearning the ropes.
Oh, there you go, Pete. He's running the up. He's running the up. Don't tell anyone. Good on ya. We're now doing one of our hardest ups. And I hope me just sticking on his heel and pushing him along and a bit of tough love is the difference that gets him there on time.
This is brutal. On a scale of 1 to screwed, I'm screwed.
Well, it's too early for that scale.
Oh, isn't this a sight for sore eyes, this place, eh? Oh, jeepers. Oh, wow. Everything hurts. Just everything.
And there's a triage of best to worst or worst to best?
Mate, just everything. Left foot, right hip, right knee, you name it.
Head, shoulders, knees.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Yeah, we're almost at road height now and then we're going to go up the bluff.
We've got to go up the bluff.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
Yeah, this
I
is
thought
just
that was the bluff.
Nah, mate.
We have to go over that.
Yep. I mean, I reckon we're on the cusp of not making it, and we're only 25 k's in, so I hope he proves me wrong. He left his poles at the aid station. What a whacker.
Look at that, 1.5 hours for 1.5k.
Yeah, that's how about that, eh?
Oh, we're good.
Righto, come on, you son of a bitch. Let's
We're
go,
good.
eh?
We're good.
Up we go, mate.
Whose idea was this? Just do a 10k, I said you said add a 0.
Doing great, Pete.
Thanks, buddy.
This is arguably the hardest hill of the day, mate.
Yes. Nearly at the bluff. Holy McDooly. What a view! Worth the easy stroll.
You got a shuffle in your Pete? For the cameras?
Yeah, you just speed it up, mate.
No, it doesn't look right.
No, it looks great.
Yes! We're bloody running again, for frick's sake.
Today was many things, and one of them was keeping ahead of cut-off times. The first hard cut-off was Lovick's Hut at 38 kilometres. From there, every few hours, runners had to move through each checkpoint time prior to it expiring to be allowed to continue.
I stopped for some gels and a leak, and I said, Pete, go ahead, mate. And off he went, and he got to the aid station before me. Someone put a rocket under him. I think he's looking at the time, knowing that we're only half an hour from cut-off. I don't know if he's feeling any better, but he went faster, so I'm not going to ask any questions.
Buddy, we had 40 minutes before cut-off, mate. What have you been rushing me all morning for? We had plenty of time.
Shit. No, you're right, Pete. When you're right, you're right.
Eh?
Is he as chirpy as he was the last couple of days, or is he quieting down?
He's quieting down. The mountains have made him a bit more humble.
Know what you're talking about. Thanks, everyone.
Good on you, everyone.
Secret weapon, can of Coke. I've seen Leighton Hewitt drink that at the tennis.
Did you?
Must give him some extra energy to run.
So we're 26 minutes ahead of cut-off.
Yeah. Heaps of time.
But I think we're still daring to dream. He's still daring to dream, Pete.
Yeah, mate, daring to dream.
He's still daring to dream.
Living the dream.
He's got a little bit of optimism back, which is good to see. You know, he was a bit of a negative pants earlier on with a lot of niggles and a few drugs and a bit more distance. You know, you crack in and chalk up some more Ks, and he's feeling good. Yeah, at this stage of the game, mate, you've got to start to pat yourself on the back and say, you know what? I'm still in the game. There's only probably 5 or 8 behind us, mate.
Yeah. I'm annoyed with myself.
You're not a failure, Pete. Your dad would be proud of you right now, mate.
No, I just told Dad I'd do it. Just might be a day longer. It kind of suits him, he was always late anyway.
Your dad just passed away, which is hard for anyone, let alone relatively early and quickly. Tell us about your dad.
That's tough.
Yeah.
When you tell your dad you're going to do something, he still thought I was nuts doing it, so he wouldn't care whether I finish or I don't finish. He thought it was great I was just having a crack.
Yeah.
So, you know, he'll be just proud if I have a go.
I like drinking, I like resting, and I'm cooked.
So the unglamorous version of things is we're right on the bloody cusp of cut-off.
We're getting chased by the sweeper.
We're getting chased by the sweeper, which is all very exciting. We're like being hunted by one of Australia's fittest women.
She's a fraction fast for me.
She's a bit faster than us. Anyway, so we're still 45 minutes in front of deadline at the moment, but we've got to get in there, which is still another 800 metres away. Otherwise our race might be half an hour away from being snuffled.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Good.
29. Oh man, I'm literally done. I feel I'm going to chuck. Hello, we're at 51k, so it's officially an ultra. It's just not 100.
I'm feeling good, but we're about to do the cross-cut saw. We've got to get back over to the other side where we can get vehicle access for Pete. He's cooked. He's pretty emotional too, because he wanted to get there, and his dad just died, and he's feeling it, you know. I'm feeling it for him. Anyway, so I'm going to bust our ass to get him across the bloody crosscut so we can get him a forward drive. So it's good. It's good. I think he's proud of himself, but he's shattered too that he hasn't had the legs, you know.
Pete was in a big phase of life. You lose a parent and you instantly become the next generation. In the same breath, his own body was needing full-blown renewal, new parts to operate.
We've got another 3 hours of daylight left and we'll use every inch of it.
Oh, mate, what a epic journey. Whew.
Bodie, what's that?
How am I moving?
You're moving like a bloke who's about to get his hip replaced.
Yeah.
You could say Pete was broken, but I wouldn't. I actually think he was as strong as he'll ever be. This was a starting point for him because mortality was as real as it's ever going to be.
Magic light this time of day, very optimistic light. The start and the finish of days give beautifully optimistic light.
Wow, what a day. Summit number 7. 61 Ks in?
Just don't talk.
Something like that? Don't talk?
No, just look around, mate.
Hey! Don't know if it deserves an applause though. It does.
Getting there here deserves a bloody big applause.
Bloody hell.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, Petey. That's the best
Good on
thing
you,
since
mate.
sliced bread, I think. That is right there.
Classic.
Said he hasn't he's just had a crampies, but he hasn't had any food, proper food for a while.
Some TLC.
He's in the back of the car with a heater on, wrapped up in a sleeping bag as well.
Okay.
Because he cramped and he's got the
So that was your
He's
mate,
got-
was
But
it?
I've got a banana for you, mate.
thanks, mate.
I mean, he's lucid and he's okay. He just needs treatment. So I'll sit in the middle, in the back, so that I can treat Pete. He's been one of my most consistent friends. We've never been best mates. We've been really good friends, and because of that, he's one of my best friends. He's always been a very consistent, positive person. So when I go running with Pete, I always feel better for it afterwards. It's never, I never take his problems with me. He doesn't allow that. That's the true measure of a good friend, actually, when they don't burden you.
In the aftermath of the race, Pete continued to have treatment while awaiting surgery.
And arthritis and
His right hip was stuffed. It was bone on bone. But he continued to run, including our long runs on Sunday. When he was finally given a surgery date, it turned out to be only a few months before Hut to Hut. So Pete had a decision to make. To have another go, or finally have his hip replaced. Yep, he decided to go around again.